Hi, it's Mrs. Stitches, Sheila. Hi, everybody. Happy Vlog-O-Ween day 5. I hope it's the 5th. I'm going to guess it's the 5th. I could probably work out the math, but I'm pretty sure it's the 5th. Yeah. Welcome. I had a great day yesterday. Oh my word. So I am going to do, this is going to be a bit longer. I am going to do the draws and I'll do those right away. Oh, I should go grab the charts. I'll go do that in just a second. I will tell you about yesterday's adventure. It was a long day. We were probably gone from the house for at least 12 hours and we had so much fun. So I got notes so I remember everything. And I'm going to show you, I have a finish and some stitching. I'm going to open up my advent, which I'll also do right away. But first I'm going to do the draws. So give me just 1 second. Okay, I'm going to draw them all. So we will start. Ooh, I got to remember what order these are in. We're going to start with the beaver. Let me just double check on this. I'm pretty sure I have it in the right order. Oh, I got it. Fine. Yes. So, going to start with the beaver, A Year in the Woods beaver. I forgot a little basket. I got one over there, so I'll just go grab that. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 entries for the beaver, which is really funny. We watch what is it, an etiquette guy, and he was talking about eating corn. So he tells us how to eat things sort of properly, English properly. And one time he was like showing us to eat the corn on the cob, that you cut away the kernels because you wouldn't gnaw on it like a beaver. And I said, well, we are Canadian, so we maybe would gnaw on it like a beaver. Okay, let's see what we got here. Joanne Salimo. I will try to put notes in the comments of the winners so people can get alerted, because not everybody's going to be watching my Vlog-O-Ween, I'm sure. Okay, so that was beavers. Next, we are going to do Rules of Life by Modern Folk Embroidery, I think. Oh, yeah, I think this is tricky. Okay, I think that's right. Okay. Okay, so this one, I don't know how many entries we had. We had a few. Let's see, some. Around about less than 10. I think I had less than 10. Which was the most popular? This was probably the second most popular. Felice, HC2DH, Felice. You won Rules of Life. Yay! Okay. Next up is Storm. Sing After the Storm. Sing After the Storm. Okay. This one had only about 4. Oh, that's got stuck underneath. Darlene Dion. Darlene, you won Sing After the Storm. Okay, get rid of those ones. Next, I'm going to do Winter. Plaid Winter by KEB Studio Creations. I'm saving the most popular one for last. Just because. Oh, don't get stuck. That's the only thing about this one, is it has a corner in the corner. Like the corner of the things, and they're getting stuck under there. Come here. Just grab one when I grab one. Roxanne Green. You won Plaid Winter. Have fun with that one. I love it. I love it. Okay. And finally, like I said, this is most popular, and I wonder if it's just because it's Halloween. We may have had over 10 entries. This is Witch's Wheel by Glendon Place. Now, there is one person who entered who used the word Halloween instead of witches. I'm sure hoping that this is what she meant. The way she wrote it looked like she was trying to do a keyword. So if she's drawn and she doesn't like it, then maybe we'll be drawing again. But anyways, like I said, I'll put notes in the comment. I actually can't remember who it is. I went through all the comments this morning. I usually write down on a piece of paper as the comments are coming up the names, and then and then this morning I went through them again to make sure I hadn't missed anybody, and I'd missed one person. Stitching Owl, I know it wasn't her. Stitching Owl, you won Glendon Place, Witch's Wheel. Okay. That is the draw, so that's great. Okay, so I got a list here. So, I'll do my Advent first. I didn't even put Stitching Owl on that one. Oh, there we go. It's right here. Put that on the top. There we go. Okay. Advent. So we have number 5. Is that right way up? I think that's right way up. 5. Okay. I have no clue what this is. It feels like something that really impressed so far. I'm so enjoying the stitch along. It turns out that her stitch along is available on the Etsy. She actually closed down her website because of the shipping issues, both with postage rate and with tariff. So Etsy, she has PDFs available on Etsy, bottom line. Oh, it is a DMC winder. I have a few of these already, so that's maybe why I'm not so, but you never know. I may just hold this up and give it out as a gift, but it's a DMC winder. I think I had 3 of these at one point. I think they just showed up in my stash unloads that I get, but I may have actually given away the other one, so maybe I'll hold on to this one and put it aside. But yeah, easy wind. I don't find they're so easy to wind. I just do it by hand, but that's great. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story now. Okay, or should I show you stitching? I probably should show you stitching first. Okay, so I said I had a finish. You know what it is. It's out of Just Cross Stitch magazine, and it is called, I left the magazine downstairs. I think it's called Celtic Knot Bat. It's page 60, I think, on the Halloween edition. And boy, oh boy, I just picked beads. Okay, so I used my own oranges and greens. I picked beads out of my bead stash, and so it's really all except for the black is my own colors, but they're in the what do you call it? The same tones as the actual stitch. And boy, did it ever come alive with the beads. I don't know if you can see the sparkliness, but it did. Oh, I'm so happy with it. The beading took forever. And one thing I did, which this is the first time I probably tried to do this, is I double anchored the beads so that they were up and down, but that got to be a bit of pain. So then on the angle, I did them with an angle, whichever angle direction it was going. So it was a lot more work than I should probably have been, but there also were probably 300 beads or so. So it was a little intense, the beading, but it's done. And I really love it. So it's very cute. Okay. And one of my viewers said they already got influenced, or I can't remember the word. Anyways, to actually start same one. So that was good. And then I worked on my Paint with Stitches, Stitch Along. Like I said, this is available on her Etsy store, Paint with Stitches. It's a Hallows Eve mystery stitch along. And this is our first part. Our next part comes out on day 7, I believe, just looking at the packaging. So there are 6 pages. I've done 2 pages, but the final 2 pages are small. So this is that's the top and this is the bottom. So that's what I've gotten done so far. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. So today I'm going to go back up to the top on the next page over and maybe do the next 2 pages across. But there we go. Look at them. Little skulls and little hats. So I know that there's things going in here, so that's why it looks funny that that's cut off and there's something going down here. So wherever there's blank, so you really do have to follow the pattern. But so I'm so enjoying that because there is a pattern to it, but you do have to pay attention. She said you really can't frog. You can't, normally her patterns, she encourages you not to frog and to fudge, but this one you can't. You have to follow it because it's just the way it is. So, but I'm enjoying it. So I do have stitching on that today. I'm going to do a new start. I showed it to you a couple of days ago. I think it's page 23 on the Just Cross Stitch Halloween edition. I think it's Beware. So I've got my threads and my fabric picked out for that. So I'm going to work on that. But yesterday was a busy day. So story time. And I'm going to tell you now, please be here tomorrow. I have been saving a really doozy of a story, and I've been tempted to tell you, but I haven't told you yet, and it's a good one. Let me just tell you that the title of the story is Fire, and that's pretty exciting. Title of today's story is Micro Adventures, or Ticket to Ride. So you knew we left early, so we left at, I believe, 7:30 in the morning, which isn't that early really, but it is when you had no sleep the night before. So we were doing a hope run. We call them hopers, just hope and then the letter R. That's what we call them. And so we were meeting the driver. So what it is people will, if there's an injured bird, somebody will collect it from the concerned citizen, injured bird or animal. They're mostly birds, but there are some animals too. They will call in the Hope Dispatch and then they will organize somebody to pick it up, and then they ferry it or relay it up to get to either one of the satellite places to look after the animal or to Hope, the actual main place in, I want to call it Seaworth, but I'm not sure if that's the name of it. But anyways, Hope above Halifax. The one we're always going to is near Kentville. It's a satellite house. So, and because we're doing the Digby area, most of them are coming down from Yarmouth area, and then we're meeting them somewhere in our area, and then we usually ferry them up a little further, closer to, so it's just kind of like this little relaying of the cars and passing it. So we were to meet this person, this deliverer, at Weymouth's Frenchies. So just so you know, this is, I believe, only a Nova Scotia thing. There's a thrift store. There's two. There's Guy Frenchies and Frenchies, and they're just thrift stores of clothes, and they can get some really great deals. It's really fun, and they're all over the place. So we were meeting at the parking lot of Frenchies. So what we were picking up was a Northern Flicker, and so it was in a bucket, which is odd. Usually they're in boxes. I never actually got to see it, but she described that it had blood coming out of, I think, its nose or its mouth, which is really serious in a bird, but it was still alive, so that's great. So we put it in the car, and then I had to go to the bathroom, so I went into Frenchies, and then eventually my husband followed me into Frenchies. So we had, like, you just don't want to use a washroom at some place, so we walked around and looked at things, and I guess it was a bit of a chilly morning because we migrated to the sweaters. So I picked up this sweater and it's so fallish. I just love it. I actually love the color and the feel. It's really soft and it's got cables on it. And my husband picked up a, like a, not a lumberjack, but it's a plaid jacket with like a white fake sheepskin inside. And we both picked up really cozy clothes. So super fun. We had a little bit of a time. I went through all their Halloween costumes and looked at all their stuff, and just, that's probably one of my favorite Frenchies. But it was really, really fun, and just kind of banter with the worker there and everything. It was just a great time. And then we hit the road, and we decided to go for breakfast. And so since we were already in that area, we went to, there's a place called Weymouth Mercantile. And so we drove into, the Frenchies is outside of Weymouth, so we drove into Weymouth, and it looked busy right off the bat. But we still decided to go, so we parked the car and walked in, and it wasn't too busy, but it was steady. And it's like this grocery store, but on one half is a restaurant, and you go up and order, and they have great deals. Like the coffee is $2. I think the breakfasts were 6, 8, 10, or 12, depending on how, like all they did was the $6 was light, regular, medium, and large. And it was just an addition of either more eggs or instead of choices you would get and so it was really good. And we sat there and, you know, ordered our food, paid, and took our coffee to the table and just sat and waited. And it's just two women working like crazy, and it just, they're constantly going. But we had a great breakfast for, I think it was $20 for the two of us, and my husband overpaid because he thought I'd gotten a larger meal than I did, but it didn't matter. It's just $2 more. So it was a really great start to the day. My second breakfast too. And then we went off, and we were driving from Weymouth, and those that know Nova Scotia, to Middleton. So we meet at the Robbins Petrocan at Middleton. It's just off the highway. It's an easy meeting spot. So we drove there, and we met the person, the deliverer, and after a while we were talking to her, chit-chat to her and her boyfriend. And we were just afterwards looked down and saw her Crocs. And on her Crocs, she had these big, huge spikes. She was a lovely girl, but she had spiky Crocs. I don't know if it's a thing or if it was just as we were leaving, I went, "Oh, wow, look at your Crocs." And she goes, "Yeah, they're personalized." And I thought, wow, but how fun. So then our plan all along was to go to, in Middleton, way off in the back roads, there's always an auction place. It's called Benzansen's Auction House. And so our plan all along was to go there. So that's why we started early, was to get there when it hadn't gone too far. There were a few items. The one item that I wanted was a sewing basket. And so I wanted to look in to see if there were any treasures. It had about 4 pairs of scissors. It had some ribbon, it had a seam ripper, it had tons of threads, but they're sewing threads, which anyways. So we waited. Yeah, it's kind of random when they get brought up because they just go grab them. And I think there was one other thing I bid on before that, and then I was going to bid on it, and I thought there were other women eyeing it up. And it started off, probably my fault. I should have waited a little longer. It started probably at 20, and it went 25, and I went 30, and then they went 35, and I maybe we even started higher than that. So I didn't go past 35. I didn't say 40. I had made a cutoff. No, I stopped at 30. They wanted at 35. So it must have been 20, 25, and then they went 30, and I wouldn't go any higher. Because in my mind, I thought 32. But whatever. I didn't win it. Kind of regret it a bit. I don't know what its value is, and it is clutter, but I still think I should have gone one more. And the auctioneer, because I'd done this a couple times, only bid once and then gone out, because sometimes I'm just trying to get a good deal, and I'm trying to steal it, and then if it doesn't happen, I'm just like, nope. And he says, you can bid more than once. And then there was one other item, I can't remember what it was, that I did the same thing on. I just bid once and then shook my head. And he said to my husband sitting next to me, "You got to talk to her. She can bid more than once." So that was fun. So we did come away with one thing, which my husband bid on, which was a big, huge poster of some kind of event. And it's kind of funky. It's kind of done like in the 70s groovy style writing on a black with very colorful. And we got it for $1. So that's a great steal. Then we were driving along, and we're all into these micro adventures. And micro adventures are just where nothing planned, you see something and you just do it. And so we had stopped at Avery's, my favorite place for ice cream. Great deal, $2.50 for a huge ice cream, any flavors you want. Then we had gone to a little roadside, picked up some peaches, marmalade and stuff. And then we were driving along because there's some beautiful roads in Nova Scotia. I can't remember what highway number it is, but it's one of the back roads. And Darlene, you'll know when I say where we stopped, because this would be the only road that goes through it. A town called Michelle. And I remember it because I kept singing Michelle, my belle in my head, but it's Moshel. And their little community center, it had a big sign, tea and tickets that day from 2 to 4, and it was 2:30, and we passed him. John's like, "Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." And we turned around and went back, and we had no idea what tea and tickets were. We weren't sure if we were going to walk in and ladies were all dressed up for a tea or what. And we walked in, and I don't know if does anybody ever been to a tea and tickets? It was a great deal. The best deal of the day. So you could buy little tickets, and they had numbers on. Like you would buy, either bought 20 tickets for $5 or 50 tickets for $10, and they all had your number on them. And then there were little red cups in front of little things that had been donated, and you put your ticket in there, and then they're going to draw. So we got there at 2:30. The tea was like $2, and they had tea, coffee, lemonade, peach juice. They had brownies, 3 different types of brownies. They had jelly rolls. They had sandwiches. Sandwich I never tried before. Cherry and cream cheese. It was good. It was good. They had also scones. They had all sorts of stuff. They had marshmallow squares. We were stuffed. We ate, and the draw was at 3:30, so we had about an hour. So we went and put our tickets in things, and then I went and bought more tickets. I put some tickets on some quilt, and so we probably dropped a good, I don't know, $30 or so, and which is great. And it's all to charity, and then we waited for the draw. We ended up winning 6 things. Now there were some ladies there that won tons of things, and the 2 things I won, I knew I was going to win for sure, because I'd looked in the cup and I was the only one in the cup. I ended up putting 2 tickets in the cup because I had 2 numbers, and I thought, well, makes them feel better. It probably doesn't matter, but anyways, I won. They're both paintings or pictures. So this is the ones I won. And it's painted on like a hardboard, and my idea was actually I could use the frame if I didn't want the picture, and I still see I can totally, so I could pop it out easily and do the, but I actually like the picture. So this is what I always do. I always buy things for the frames, and then I end up liking the picture, and both of these, that's the case. But anyway, so I won that. I was very pleased. And the woman sitting next to me, she was one of the organizers, and she whispers, "My brother-in-law donated that." I'm like, okay. And then the next one, also her brother-in-law donated. And I think this one's gorgeous. That's a great blue heron. I love the composition of this one. I think it's really, really gorgeous. And it is a nice frame. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous frame. I think that is like a solid, solid frame. So super pleased with that. And if I ever pop it out, which I might, but I think I'll enjoy it for a little while, I will then use it for cross stitching for sure, because it's got a nice matting. It's a solid frame, so that's great. We also got my husband. He put tickets in for things for me, and I put tickets in for him. So we got a pair of sunglasses, but they're for nighttime vision. I think they're called. So they're kind of like a light yellow, and it's to cut out the glare of the other vehicles. So that will be good. They're expensive glasses, but they're very specific for something. He put in for me a box set of Benny Hill, Best of Benny Hill, and a travel mug. We also got 2 little ceramic mugs in a basket. And we got one other thing. What was the one other thing? Wow, I can't remember. Oh, a puzzle puzzle, a Thomas Kincaid puzzle. We both put tickets in on that. So that was fun. And then, what is it? Oh, and then I was going to just mention, this was actually the day before yesterday. We were walking Olive at night, or evening, early evening, and we looked out into the passage right over here, and we saw porpoises, and it was just, the water was white because all the porpoises were like just jumping away, and it was just, I love where I live. I really, really do. I love where I live. It's just, it's fantastic. This is the best time of the year. The fall colors, everyone goes on about Cape Breton, but everywhere here in Nova Scotia in the south, it's spectacular fall colors. Now we do have rain coming this Wednesday, so the leaves might all disappear after that, but it's good to enjoy them right now. So it's just, and the temperature is beautiful out. We haven't had much wind, and it's just been a really, really great time of the year. And I'm happy, as you can tell. So, oh, I shouldn't clap. That's really loud. I got to work on, I'm going to do a new start, the Beware. I'm going to work on my paint with stitches and try and do 2 pages, or 1 full page and a little bit on the side, so I can stay caught up, because the next one is not tomorrow, but the day after. So I want to finish it before I get there. Not a big deal if I don't. And I haven't worked on my hate cell. I didn't work on it yesterday. So if I have time today, I want to definitely put some stitches in on it. So I got lots to do. And I shall see you tomorrow. I think that's everything. I think that, how long a video? Oh, almost 30-minute video. That's pretty long for a vlog. But it was a full day. And remember, tomorrow is going to be my best story. And the title of it is Fire. So it's not really fire, it's smoke, but it's just as scary, but it's scary Halloween story, but has a happy ending. So don't worry, it's not bad. But stay tuned for tomorrow. Please come back and take care, everybody. Have a great Sunday. I know that. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.